I could leave you, 'cause I felt my heart numbing. It hit so deep I closed my eyes and I just took off running. I turned around and saw the look on your face.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got my go-to summer glam. Now when I came down to film this, it was going to be my everyday summer makeup. Somehow sat down, they've got eyeshadow on, practically full glam. Still kind of natural. I am wearing my new YSL foundation and you can still see my skin, which I really like it. So if you like this look, then just keep watching. Just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is my moisturizer. The one that I've been using for the last maybe 2 years and I'm obsessed with, which I wouldn't be like usually into moisturizers. But this is the La Roche-Posay moisturizer. It's so good. Like this kind of combination. It wouldn't be really oily or wouldn't be really dry either. Well, it depends on the month. Definitely would recommend. I'm going to go in with the MAC Strobe Cream. This is the one in Gold Light. So I'm just going to put this in all the areas where I generally would highlight. Cheekbones, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. You can mix the MAC Strobe Cream in with your foundation as well, but I feel like you do have more control when you just place it on before it. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using my Touche Eclat foundation, which I showed you in my last video. I have used it a couple of times since and I really like it. So I'm going to show you it on camera today. So I've just used 2 pumps there. It has very sheer coverage. My skin is quite pigmented, my cheeks would be red enough, and I have freckles as well across my my T-zone. But for the summer I think it's really nice and it is buildable. I don't really like wearing heavy foundation unless I'm going out. So I think that this is a nice alternative because it feels so light on the skin. It genuinely feels like a moisturizer. So I'm just going to blend that in with my beauty blender. Since I was doing a go-to summer look today, I thought it would be fitting for the hairband, the hoops, curly hair. Just thought it was necessary. Summer vibes. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is my concealer. This is the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. Down the center of the nose, forehead. These are the usual places where I always highlight. So. And then I'm just bouncing that in with my beauty blender again. So weird, I'm just bouncing in my concealer now. I'm thinking of The Crown. This is so me when I start a new series. I actually become obsessed with it. It's just addiction. Okay, so now that that's all blended in, I'm just going to go in with my Sosumi Contour Palette. Mine's gone so shabby, I had this for a long time. So I'm going to go in with the colour Shade 2. And I'm just going to put that just to bronze up my skin. I love using cream products underneath my powder ones. They last way longer. And because they have something to stick on top. Okay, now that that's all blended in, I'm going to set my face with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I've been using this over the last couple of days. I can genuinely see that there's a blurring effect in it. It just blurs out, it even just blurs out my freckles a little bit. Like I can still see them, but they're blurred. And it fills in everything. I don't know, can you see the difference between this eye and this one? But it's amazing and it feels so nice and soft in the skin. What I loved about my Laura Mercier that you could bake with it, especially for nights out, so you could get those defined lines for your cheekbones and stuff like that. I love putting it under here. But this is absolutely perfect for a look like this where it's something summery and light, where you don't want a lot of product on your face. So the next thing I'm going to do is my eyes. I'm just going to do something simple that I always do, an orange eye look. When I'm doing my makeup and I don't even want to think about it, I usually immediately go straight to orange because I feel like it suits my eye color. Everyone just loves warm tones, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, so I just have you zoomed in a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing with my eyes. I'm going to use my Urban Decay concealer again. I actually just did my eyebrows there before I came on camera. Actually so bad. They haven't been that bad in so long. Oh, so bad because I had this theory that I was going to get them done, and then I was just sitting here looking at them and I was like, right, I'm not going to get them done anytime soon, realistically, but how they came out, the shape looks good enough, which I'm happy with. So okay, now that that's all blended in, I'm actually not going to set it. This is something that I've seen from Nikkie Tutorials and Kaylee Mua and stuff. When you don't set the concealer, your eyeshadow can end up looking a lot more pigmented, and because it has something to stick to as well, it lasts longer. So that's what you want. So I'm just going to go in with my Zoeva Luxe Crease Brush in 228, and I'm just going to blend this. I'm going to start off with this colour here, these two colours, and just mix them together and blend that into my crease. When you're working with the Jaclyn Hill palette, you literally barely need to touch the shadows. They are so pigmented. Oh my god, I actually saw, did you see that she came out with 4 new palettes and they're €15 each, or well, whatever, $15, which is less in euros, which is unbelievable. So I'm just blending this roughly into my crease. Like to wing out my shadow just a tiny bit here. I think it suits the shape of my eye. That's the main thing about eyeshadows, that you kind of need to learn what works for your eyes and what suits your eyes, because people prefer more of a circly look, but I usually, when I'm doing my eyeshadow, I like to just wing it out a little bit like this. I find that the first colour I put down, I always put so much effort into. If your first colour goes down wrong or it's not blended properly, then the rest of the colours can end up looking a bit muddy and stuff. Now that that colour is blended in, I use a smaller brush. This is the Luxe Define Crease. This is the 224, and I'm just going to dip into this colour Creamsicle here, the yellow shade in the palette, and I'm just going to blend out the edges of that crease colour. I'm using such a soft hand here. Now, so when you do that, it looks really gradient. The next shade I'm going to use is this one, and I'm just going to use it a bit lower and actually bring it into my crease this time. I'm using the same small brush just so that everything is more precise. Well, I get still shocked at how pigmented these colours are. They are amazing. This is genuinely my go-to palette. Crease colours, because this is only a light and summery look, that's all really I'm going to put in the crease. Now I'm just going to put on my lid colour, which I love. This is from the Huda Beauty palette. Need to go locate it. This is the Warm Brown Obsessions palette from Huda Beauty. I actually bought this in Dubai, and I'm just going to get my finger. I feel like my finger works really well with this colour. Look, the colour is a little bit broken, but it's the gold one in the middle, and I'm just going to put this onto my lid. I'm just putting that into my tear duct as well. I don't know if it's coming across as pigmented on camera, but it is gleaming. I would genuinely buy this eyeshadow palette for this shade. It is unbelievable. Okay, so now that the lid shade is on, I'm just going to blend that in with that small defined brush again. Probably my favourite one from my Zoeva brush collection that I got. Sorry, I'm so close to my face. I'm so blind. Like, I'm wearing my contacts and I'm still like this. Now, there is a bit of fallout with that gold shade, but it's nothing that you can't just dust away. For my bottom lash line, I'm just going to use this brown shade here. Actually, I'm going to use a different brush for that. So for my bottom lash line, I like using the small bullet brushes just so the things don't get dragged down too far. I'm just going to use this red colour here in the palette just to blend and mix everything together. I love when there's red undertones, it really makes your eyes pop. So I'm just going to go in with that. So for the last thing to do, just to finish off the eyes, I'm just gonna get my MAC 266 brush. This is something I always do because I don't wear lashes during the day, trying to look a little bit fuller. So I just dip this into a dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna bring this along the edge of my lash line. I'm using brown because I feel like it's too harsh for the daytime. For mascara, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's drying out a little bit on me. Last thing I'm going to do is just get a small brush. This is the Zoeva Detail Shader brush, and I'm going to go for this highlighting shade here. Okay, so we are back to the face. I'm just gonna go into my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer now. Actually, my ride or die bronzer. So I'm just gonna contour my cheeks a little bit. When you're contouring your cheeks, just make sure that you're moving up, because that's the whole point of contouring. You want to make sure that your face is defined. You don't want to bring it down here because that'll have the opposite effect. You want to make sure that everything is like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So anyway. So the next thing I'm going to do is just going to use a tiny bit of blush. This is the Cheeky Bits blush. Such a nice sheen of gold in it, as you can see. So I'm just going to use a Morphe M510 brush. I actually bought this for my crease. Hello, like, look at the size of it. Whose crease did I think this was going to fit? But I actually find it perfect for blush because it really gets the apples. If you ever feel like you've overdid it with the blush, I always just kind of get my beauty blender and just blend in. The highlight, I'm going to go back into my Sosumi contour palette, and I'm going to use the shade 5. I love this for highlighting. So I'm just going to go keep it slow again, just the exact same places where I put the MAC strobe cream. This is probably my favourite cream highlighter. I love it. Love it, love it. I'm just going to lightly put over my Mary Luminizer highlighter over that. And just with my finger, I'm just going to dust that lightly. Just on the tops of my cheekbones, just so you get that extra pop. And just to clean up my contour a little bit, I'm just going to use my Charlotte Tilbury and my damp beauty blender and just clean up under my contour. Just to make sure that everything looks really nice and defined. So that is the skin done. So I'm just going to spritz it with my MAC Fix Plus Rose. Now, so for lips, I'm going to use my MAC Soar lip liner. This is my favourite lip liner. It looks like the colour of my lips, just obviously a bit pinker. And I'm just going to blend that in with my finger just to make sure there's no harsh lines. So for lipstick, I'm going to use this peach colour here because I think it goes really nice with my eyes. This is just a random Topshop lipstick I bought maybe 2 years ago. Actually not too pigmented, but I like it because it has the same undertones as the eye. I like when they all match. So that is my full summer glam. I hope you liked it. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I know I do this look the whole time, but usually when you get on camera you don't know how well it's going to turn out. But I really like it. I think it looks really nice, the headband as well. Everything's kind of matching, what I'm kind of living for at the moment. Make sure to subscribe down below and to make sure to give this video a thumbs up. See you in my next video. Bye! Oh, look at Laz, isn't she cute? Croatia. So now I'm going to go film a clothes haul, change my outfit, pretend it's a different day. Who's going to know? I am absolutely obsessed with Beyonce since Coachella. I'm actually so bad at singing, I'm not even gonna give you that. But did you actually see they filmed the music video in the Louvre? Like, that is the level of extra. The level extra I want to be. Merci, au revoir.